Now, as you can see on the next slide, we have to study the derivation of force on the curved plate when the plate is moving in the direction of the jet. Now here, as shown in the figure, plate has been curved and we have to find out the force acting on this plate which is moving in the direction of jet. Again, we are having here velocity V, that is absolute velocity of jet. Cross-sectional area of jet is A and small u is the velocity of plate in the direction of jet. Relative velocity of the jet is V minus u. Now this velocity can be resolved in the direction of jet and another is perpendicular to the direction of the jet. Now if we have to study the component of velocity in the direction of jet, it will be V minus u cos theta negative, that is minus in the bracket V minus u cos theta. Why negative sign? Again this component moves in opposite direction of the velocity acting actual on the plate. Now the component of velocity perpendicular to the direction of the jet is V minus u sin theta. Now the mass of the water striking the plate is given as rho into A into velocity. Velocity is your relative velocity, that is V minus u. Now we have to find out the forces acting. So Fx, it can be given as rho into A into relative velocity and in the bracket initial velocity minus final. Initial velocity is V minus u, final velocity is minus in the bracket V minus u cos of theta. So therefore Fx is equal to rho into area in the bracket V minus u whole bracket square into in the bracket 1 plus cos theta. Now again as the plate is moving, so we have to consider the work done by the jet. Now the formula for work done by the jet is Fx into u. Fx is nothing but rho into area into bracket V minus u bracket square in the bracket 1 plus cos theta into u. Unit will be Newton meter per second. Now next we will see on next slide, as you can see, the derivation for force exerted by the jet of water on an unsymmetrical moving curved plate when the jet strikes tangentially at one of the tips. Now here in the figure you can see the plate is unsymmetrical one and the jet is striking not at the center but at the tangential position. Now again here we will having two different angles, that is theta and phi. Now in the next slide the description of the figure is given as, now here the jet is striking at a tangential point at one of its tips. Now at that tip we are having velocity v1, that is velocity of jet at inlet, small u1, that is velocity of plate at inlet, vr1, that is relative velocity of jet and plate at inlet, alpha, that is angle between the direction of the jet and direction of motion of the plate, that is called as guide blade angle, and theta is the angle made by the relative velocity, that is vr1 with the direction of motion at inlet, that is called as angle at inlet or Vane angle at inlet. Now vw1 and vf1, these are the component velocities of the jet v1. Means the velocity v1 which is acting at the inlet, it has been resolved in vw1 and vf1, which are acting in the direction of motion and perpendicular to the direction of motion of the vane respectively. Now next you have to consider vw1 is velocity of whirl at inlet, vf1 is nothing but velocity of flow at inlet. Now velocity of the jet at outlet is given by v2, u2 is velocity of plate at the outlet, vr2 is relative velocity of jet with respect to vane at outlet. Now beta is the angle made by the velocity v2 with the direction of angle at outlet, and phi is angle made by the relative velocity vr2 with the direction of motion of vane at outlet, that is vane angle at outlet. And again the components of velocity v2 in the direction of motion of van and perpendicular to the direction of motion of van are vw2 and vf2 respectively. So vw2 stands for velocity of whirl at outlet and vf2 stands for velocity of flow at outlet. So these are nothing but the all the terms which we had assumed in the figure in the earlier slide. Now you can see in the previous slide where the figure I have given a figure there, triangles have been formed at both the ends, that is ABD triangle and EGH triangle. These are the velocity triangles at the inlet and outlet. Now in the next slide we'll study the velocity triangle at inlet, next we'll study velocity triangle at outlet and efficiency. Now first, velocity triangle at inlet. Now how to draw this velocity triangles, that is the most important part for this plate. Now first you have to consider the tip where the nozzle is present, from the tip at where the jet is acting tangentially to the plate. So at that tip you have to take a point A and then you have to draw a line AB that will be equals to as your velocity of the jet at inlet, that is V1. Next, that AB line is making an angle alpha with the horizontal line AD. Now again you have to draw a line AC which represents nothing but your velocity of plate at inlet in magnitude. Now after drawing this AC you have to join the line C and B. Now this CB line is nothing but your relative velocity of jet at inlet. Now from point B you have to draw a vertical line BD in the downward direction which meets the horizontal line AC which is produced at D. Now this BD represents the velocity of flow at inlet, that is VF1, and AD is representing the velocity of flow of whirl at inlet, that is VW1, and angle theta is nothing but angle BCD. This is for the velocity triangle at the inlet. Now next you have to study the velocity triangle at outlet. Now as the water is gliding over the surface of the one, so we are having relative velocity VR1, and that velocity will come out of the van with another relative velocity, that is VR2. So therefore your relative velocities at tip and at the end will be equal. Now here you have to draw a EG which is tangential to the van at outlet, and this EG is nothing but your relative velocity, that is VR2. Now from the point G you have to draw a line GF in the direction of van at outlet. That GF is representing your U2, means the velocity of plate at the inlet. Again you have to join EF. That EF represents your absolute velocity of flow at the outlet. Now through the point E you have to draw EH which will meet your GF which is produced at H. Now this EH is representing your velocity of flow at outlet, that is VF1. FH is representing your velocity of whirl at outlet, that is the VW2. Phi, that is angle of van at outlet, and beta is angle which is made by the velocity at the outlet, that is V2. Now these are nothing but the velocity triangles. Now your van is smooth, whatever the van we have taken, it is smooth, so therefore the U1 will be equal to U2 will be equal to VU, that is velocity of van in the direction of motion is U, and relative velocities are equal. Now for finding out mass of water striking per second is given as rho into A into VR1, and now the force which is exerted by the jet in the direction of motion, that is Fx, is given as mass of water striking per second into initial velocity with which jet strikes in the direction of motion minus final velocity of the jet in the direction of the motion. But here initial velocity with which the jet strikes the van, that is VR1, that component of velocity in the direction of motion can be given as VR1 into cos theta, which will be equal to VW1 minus U1. Now similarly relative velocity at the outlet in the direction of motion is minus VR2 cos of phi, which can be given as minus in the bracket U2 plus VW2, minus sign due to opposite in the direction. So therefore force exerted can be given as Fx rho into A VR1, in the bracket we'll have VW1 plus VW2. Now this force is calculated when the angle beta is acute angle. If beta is 90 degree, then what will happen? You will get Fx is equal to rho area VR1 in the bracket VW1. And if your angle beta is obtuse, then Fx can be given as rho into area into VR1 in the bracket VW1 plus or minus VW2. Again plate is moving, so you have to find out the work done per second, which is given by the formula force into distance in the direction of the force divided by time. So therefore W is equal to rho into area into VR1 in the bracket VW1 plus minus VW2 bracket close into U. Now this was the work done per second on the van by the jet. Now work done per second per unit weight of fluid striking per second. How to find out that? Whatever work done we have found out above divided by weight of fluid striking per second. So weight of fluid is given as G, that is nothing but your acceleration due to gravity, into rho into area into VR1. So finally you will get as W is equal to 1 upon G in the bracket VW1 plus minus VW2 into U. Unit will be Newton meter per Newton. Now again work done per second per unit mass of fluid striking per second. If you have to find out this, again whatever work done we have found out above for the weight of fluid divided by the mass of fluid striking per second. Mass of fluid is given as rho into area into VR1. So therefore you will get W is equal to in the bracket VW1 plus minus VW2 into U. Newton meter per kg. This is for the work done. Now this is whole about the velocity triangles. Now if you have to find out the efficiency of jet, efficiency is given as in output divided by input. What is your output? Work done per second on the van, and your input is your initial kinetic energy per second of the jet. Kinetic energy is nothing but energy of a body when it is in motion. It is given as half m v1 square. So therefore efficiency is nothing but rho into area VR1 in the bracket VW1 plus minus VW2 into U divided by half of bracket rho A V1 into V1 square.